Okay, think back to last night. You were dreaming, right? You know you were. Maybe you even woke up in the middle of it. Felt like it was so vivid, so real. And now, gone. Completely erased, like it never even happened. You've probably experienced this hundreds, maybe thousands of times in your life. You wake up, and for about 5 seconds, you can still feel the dream. It's right there on the edge of your consciousness. And then, nothing. Here's what's wild. That's not an accident. Your brain is deleting those dreams on purpose, actively, intentionally. And the reason why? It's way darker than you think. Let's start with something you need to understand about your brain. Every single night, you dream. This isn't optional. You don't have dreamless nights. That's a myth. Even if you wake up and swear you didn't dream at all, you did. Multiple times, actually. Here's how it works. Sleep happens in cycles, roughly 90 minutes each. And during each cycle, you go through different stages. Light sleep, deep sleep, and then REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement, and this is where dreams happen. During REM, your brain becomes almost as active as it is when you're awake. Your eyes dart around under your eyelids, your heart rate increases, your brain starts firing in patterns that look identical to conscious thought. You're basically hallucinating, vividly. On average, you go through 4 to 6 REM cycles every night. That means you're having 4 to 6 separate dreams. Some of them last just a few minutes, others can go on for 20, even 30 minutes. Do the math. That's hours of dreaming every single night. So why can't you remember any of it? In 2011, researchers at the University of California, Berkeley did something fascinating. They wanted to know what happens in the brain the moment you wake up from a dream. So they hooked people up to brain scanners and monitored them throughout the night. What they found was shocking. The second you transition from REM sleep to wakefulness, a specific part of your brain shuts down. It's called the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for memory formation and logical thinking. And here's the thing, it doesn't just turn off slowly. It crashes hard. Think of it like this. While you're dreaming, your brain is writing everything in pencil. The images, the emotions, the weird, nonsensical storylines, all of it is temporary, fragile. The moment you wake up, your brain takes an eraser and just swipes it all away. Within 5 to 10 minutes of waking, 90% of your dream content is gone. After 30 minutes, nearly 100%. But here's where it gets creepy. This isn't a bug, this is a feature. In 2019, researchers from Nagoya University in Japan published a study in the journal Science. They discovered that your brain produces a specific set of neurons during REM sleep, neurons that exist for one purpose only: to delete dreams. They called them MCH neurons. And these neurons actively prevent dream memories from being stored in your long-term memory. Your brain isn't passively forgetting your dreams. It's hunting them down and erasing them on purpose. So why? Okay, so here's where this starts to make sense in a kind of disturbing way. Dreams are chaos. They don't follow rules. Physics doesn't work. Time doesn't work. People morph into other people. You're in one place, then suddenly you're somewhere else. If your brain stored all of that the same way it stores real memories, you'd go insane. Think about it. You'd wake up every morning with hours of false memories. You'd remember conversations that never happened, events that never occurred, people who don't exist. Your brain wouldn't be able to tell the difference between what was real and what was a dream. So your brain developed a system, a filter. This happened in the real world? Store it. This happened in a dream? Delete it. The MCH neurons are basically your brain's garbage collectors. They clear out the nonsense so your memory stays functional. And for the most part, this works perfectly, but not always. Because here's the thing. Some dreams don't get deleted. You know this. You've had dreams you remember from years ago, maybe even from childhood. Dreams so vivid they still feel real. So what makes those different? In 2013, a team of neuroscientists in France studied people who frequently remember their dreams versus people who almost never do. They found something remarkable. The people who remembered their dreams had something in common. Their brains showed increased activity in a region called the temporoparietal junction, the TPJ. This is the part of your brain that processes attention and awareness. And here's the key. It activates when something important is happening. Something your brain thinks you need to remember. In other words, your brain only saves dreams that it thinks matter. So when does a dream matter? When it triggers a strong emotional response. If you have a dream that makes you feel intense fear, grief, love, or anxiety, your brain tags it. It overrides the deletion process and pushes that dream into long-term storage. This is why you remember nightmares more than normal dreams. This is why emotionally intense dreams stick with you for years. Your brain is saying, this felt important, this felt real, keep it. But here's where this gets really unsettling. What if the dreams your brain is deleting are the ones it doesn't want you to remember? Okay, stay with me here. There's a theory in neuroscience called threat simulation theory. It was proposed by a Finnish researcher named Antti Revenzuo in 2000. The idea is this: dreams aren't random, they're simulations. Your brain uses dreams to prepare you for threats, to rehearse dangerous scenarios in a safe environment. That's why so many dreams involve being chased, falling, losing control, or facing something terrifying. Your brain is running drills. And most of the time, it deletes these drills after you wake up, because you don't need to consciously remember them. Your subconscious already learned the lesson. But sometimes, the simulation is too real, too intense, and your brain keeps it. There's another theory, darker and more controversial. Some researchers believe that your brain deletes dreams that would be too psychologically damaging to remember. Dreams where you do things you'd never do in real life. Dreams that reveal parts of your subconscious you're not ready to face. Your brain, in its attempt to protect you, erases them before you even get a chance to process what happened. Think about that. Right now, there could be hours, maybe even years worth of dreams locked somewhere in your mind. Dreams your brain decided you weren't ready to know about, and you'll never get them back. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I've woken up and written down a dream before, so clearly I can remember them if I try, right? Yes, but there's a catch. In 2017, researchers at the Lyon Neuroscience Research Center found that people who keep dream journals show different brain activity than people who don't. Specifically, they have more activity in the prefrontal cortex during REM sleep. Their brains are essentially practicing memory formation while they dream. In other words, if you train your brain to remember dreams, it will. But you have to fight against the deletion process. And even then, you're only catching a fraction. Here's a test. Tomorrow morning, the second you wake up, don't move. Don't open your eyes. Don't check your phone. Just lie there and try to remember what you were dreaming. You'll notice something strange. The dream is there, but it's fading in real time, like watching a photo dissolve in acid. That's the MCH neurons doing their job, and you can literally feel it happening. So here's the big question. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? On one hand, your brain is protecting you. It's keeping your memory clean. It's making sure you can tell the difference between reality and fantasy.